Hello, everyone. Good to see you again. First, I want to start by saying, never in my wildest dreams when I started this court series and really saying what's going on with these websites without having the actual behind the scenes evidence. Well, the Department of Justice now has the behind the scenes evidence of everything I'm saying, and it's in all the court documents. What I'm trying to say is never in my wildest dreams, Your Honor, viewers, crazy people, mobsters, corporate entities. When I started this court series on May 6th of 2024, never in my wildest dreams would I believe or think that Google would become an adjudicated criminal in the interim, while I'm literally discussing this, and as I'm yelling about over and over again that these websites judge us or judge me, when they literally platform foreign agents, basically, and even after they're exposed as being paid by Russia to say what they're saying, they still platform the majority of them. They didn't even take them all down yet. But I'll get to that. In other words, this thing is huge, what I'm about to talk about again, this Tenet thing. And it proves all the things I've been yelling about for the past 5 or 6 months. So let's go. More about the Tenet thing. Broadcasters being paid by Russia and how they're mostly known from their YouTube activity, and I'll get more into that as well. Everything I've been saying, basically, especially about this website. So this is a post by someone, not me. The Tim Pool Tenet media story is obviously fascinating, but an FBI affidavit unsealed this week says the Russians are maintaining an active list of 2,800 influencers, 600 of whom are in the United States. The FBI has not released the list. Who else is on it? I'm wondering if the libs of TikTok wonder. That's obviously heavily financed, and in my opinion, is organized, heavily financed stalking, terrorization, and harassment operation. That's an intimidation operation. In my opinion, that's what it is. And I wouldn't be surprised if that operation over there, over on TikTok, mainly, we discover at some point, was financed by Russia through some roundabout shell corporation or something, some oligarch. I have a feeling we're going to find that out. And on TikTok, that stalking, harassment, and terrorization operation is allowed to continue every day, but I'm not allowed to broadcast on TikTok. Again, my TikTok experience lasted roughly a month. I got a video that managed to get 1,500 views. Second I got any traction on the website, they shut me down immediately. You can get 600 views on a video by accident on TikTok. I did that. I got 1,500, no problem. Now, if I upload anything to TikTok after they closed down my first account for violating too many community guidelines, they didn't even list any guidelines I violated. They just blanket said, you violated too many, go away. We don't like you. This is a right-wing hellscape. So that's what happened. And I didn't get any explanation. I didn't get any chance to appeal that anything whatsoever. Just gone. And now every time I upload something to TikTok, no one sees it. If I get 3 views, it's amazing. I went from never being on the website, getting 600 to 1,500 views right off the bat in a month. Immediately. So every time I upload now, no one sees any of it, and it's obviously not being circulated. Yeah, kind of obvious, guys. You may see me in court one day, who knows, because of that. I want to repeat this again, because this makes a point. Russia has a list of 2,800 influencers. 600 are in the United States. So this is worldwide. This is other countries, especially Canada. Finding a lot of these broadcasters are from Canada, and they're betraying their country as well for Russian money. What does this say when we hear numbers like 2,800 influencers, 600 of them alone in the United States? What does that say? It's systemic, exactly what I've been saying for 5 or 6 months. All the websites know about these operations, and they allow them. Why? Because those operations buy advertising. Guess who's paying for the advertising, though? Russia. So the websites took Russian money as well, I'm sure, because they allow these operations. These people are promoted all across the internet. Why? Because they buy the Russians buy advertising. That's why. That's why a day and a half after, or a day after Tim Pool is discovered to basically be a Russian agent, unknowingly, knowingly, who knows? That doesn't matter to me. The day after, I do a search for Lauren Southern. A big ad for Tim Pool comes up at the top of the screen. An ad. That means they're buying ads. They're spending money on the website. Russia's spending money on the website. It's systemic. And I don't want to just single out YouTube here, but the funny thing is, these broadcasters specifically, they're most known for, they're always described as YouTube creators and stuff like that. So this site seems to be the main culprit when dealing with these specific broadcasters. Interesting, again, proving everything I've been saying. So since the problem is systemic, since one party in this country decided to go with the Russian talking points, and Russia's actively been paying people to disperse the talking points. When I first yelled about this 5 or 6 months ago, and before, all throughout the years, that these websites allow these operations, all of them, not just this website. It's a systemic thing. And the reason it's allowed to go on is because the websites get something out of it. Traffic, metrics pumped by bots, trolls, people that want to watch the videos, etc. Then there's the ads that the financiers buy to promote the fake famous broadcaster. Buy him bots or her bots, followers, comments, spend money on ads on the website. The website's like, great, look at us. We got this brand new organization spending all this money. They just happen to be dispersing Russian talking points, but you know, money's money. It's all green, right? Right, Google? 600 in the United States alone. I have to stress this. I've been yelling for 5 or 6 months that all the websites are doing this. These court documents are the evidence. And I don't want to hear from the website people, from the lawyers, which I know I'll hear eventually from all of you. We didn't know this was going on or what the source was. Yes, you did. Because all you guys have rules about bot followers, etc., patent numbers, etc. But what the rules don't say is, if you buy ads and give us money, we'll let you grift. Okay? We'll let you lie and spread Russian propaganda. You just got to cut us in. That's where it's at, man, and that's what I've been yelling about and what I was going to present in court, actually. Like, look what these people do. People have died from this, and I'll get to that. These websites, everything, have contributed. They try and dare make an association from their lies and deceit and money grubbing to me via the Pizzagate stuff that I've been debunking. Always. They haven't been debunking it. They've been platforming and promoting it. Because it's funded. It's financed. If you get my drift. This is huge. It's been proving a lot of people, what a lot of people have been saying since 2015. There's a big operation going on, and Russia's all over it. Congressmen are involved, senators are involved, broadcasters are involved on major networks, online. The networks or the platforms themselves are involved. They're taking Russian money as well, if not directly, via ad buys, etc. All parties involved. I'm the only one that's not involved. All right, I have more. These are posts by certain individuals online who I will not name. Sources I trust. Some inside baseball on Tenet Media. Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, Dave Rubin's story. I know a fair amount about the economics of YouTube, and when you look at the channels these guys are running, you can tell pretty quickly what sort of revenue they pull. These are guys doing 6-figure views on videos at best, despite being over 1 million and 2 million YouTube subscribers. So their monetization is mid-level at best. Tenet comes to them and offers $400K per month for 4 videos. That's 2 orders of magnitude more than their entire channels are pulling. They should have looked at this proposal and said, what the fuck are you talking about? None of this makes sense. But instead they took the money. They didn't care where the money was coming from. And I'm sorry, everyone out there, I'm not buying that they didn't know. Because most humans don't care where the money comes from as long as it ends up in their fucking bank account. So I ain't buying the story. I'm sorry. Let's say my buddy Tony comes over and offers me a job. He'll give me $400,000. All I have to do is sit in a car across the street from a bank for an hour each week. The guy's making the point that obviously the money comes from a nefarious place for a nefarious purpose. My job is to watch who goes in and out of the bank whenever an armored car shows up. Note the time and give Tony a call. Okay, we get where this is going. I'm not a lawyer and this is not legal advice. But if Tony robs that bank, I do not think I could plausibly claim to have had no idea what was going on. Exactly. When everyone knows where the talking points are coming from as they're distributing them so uniformly and perfectly, they know where the money's coming from. I'm not buying anyone's story on this one. I'm sorry. These people are abject grifters. They could care less where the fucking money comes from. They just got to scramble now and try and save their Russian-funded grift that's still platformed right here. And maybe Tenet isn't platformed, but most of the broadcasters are still platformed right here. So they can spread more lies and do more work for the Russian paymasters. That's cool, but Nikki's not allowed to broadcast. Or put a PayPal up or anything. Because according to adjudicated criminal Google, the ones that platform traitors, I'm the problem. This scheme was so shady that Seb Gorka looked at it and said, bro, that money is dirty. Seb Gorka, not a good guy. Even he stayed away from it. This is from Mr. Gorka. In February 23, Lauren Chen approached me to be a face for the new media outlet Tenet Media, or they could just call it RT Light or something. The money looked great, but I wanted to know where it was coming from. Simple question, you would think. After pushing repeatedly, she gave me names. Here's a comment by someone. These Tenet guys aren't victims. They're not even dupes or profiteers. They're collaborators. That's what I personally believe. Maybe you don't. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty, right? But when I see a whole entire network platformed across every social media outlet, every major one, all of them making money on it, all of them taking that Russian ad money to allow this network to operate. They knew what it was. They knew when the bots got added. They knew everything. They know what goes on their website. Don't let them pretend they don't. They sure know what's going on when I'm concerned. They got all kind of theories and explanations and vagaries for me all the time. I guess because I don't buy ads paid for with Russian money, huh? So even Seb Gorka, that shady fat bastard, turned him down when Miss Chen came to him. There's more, don't worry. Here's just a random comment by a person I respect. It's not just Tim Pool and these others making that $400,000 a month pushing Russian disinfo. There's 2,800 others according to the FBI. What did YouTube say I do? Harmful conspiracy theories, blah blah blah. They're allowing the straight up spread of Russian disinformation, Your Honor, and everyone watching. I was saying this in all the videos prior to this event unfolding because I knew already. It was obvious. I watched the trend change from the early 2000s till now. I watched the right wing move to the Russian talking points and Pizzagate and Assange's gospel. All Russian hacked information, by the way. None of it about a pedophile ring. I watched Google capitalize. I watched YouTube capitalize, platform, allow these people to run ads. They're still doing it now, even after we know some of them are straight up paid agents, whether they knew it or not. I kept saying it over and over. Everyone profited, and they dare try and say I'm spreading conspiracy theories. They're the king of spreading conspiracy theories. Google and this website and all the others. My God, Facebook. When I first joined that, it was a right-wing cesspool then. That was years ago. I'm not on there anymore. Thrown off in 2 weeks because the mob and this website wanted me to be. Again, I want to read this. It's not just Tim Pool and others making that $400K pushing Russian disinfo. There's 2,800 others according to the FBI. And these 2,800 American paid influencers to the Russian troll farms and bot networks. And it's probably 50% of social media presence. That's a great point. The presence on social media. There are so many bots and trolls, most likely. The thing you're talking to is not even a normal person that's just enjoying the website. It's most likely, that's how many there are now. And I noticed this as well. And all the websites allow it, pumps their metrics way up. And the people that buy ads deploy these things, and the mob deployed these things against me. That's why I brought it up in my court arguments, Your Honor and audience. Because I wanted another example of this website specifically and others. Allowing operations, deployment of target operations that troll people, that allow bot followers to make up a good percentage of their following, to fool people into thinking they're successful, the buying ads, all that. I wanted the court to see that, how these websites allow damage to our country intentionally for money. They don't care. It's an example of troll farms or targeted harassment operations, stalking, terrorization operations. It's another example of it that perfectly illustrate what was done to me, except it was deployed by the mob. It wasn't government, or it wasn't, a foreign government. It was some mobsters that are into publicity for a living, that know how to do these things. The website allowed that to be deployed, just like they allow these Russian disinfo agents to still broadcast to this day. Because money is what matters, and Nikki doesn't buy ads. And the mob was calling, so they had to get rid of me. I guess I should have been a Russian disinfo agent paid shill for a foreign government that wants to destabilize our nation, Your Honor. I guess that's the route I should have chosen in broadcasting. That way I'd still have all my channels, and, you know, I could have bought ads and they just would have left me alone. And I could have just lied my ass off and rode the right-wing Pizzagate grift or whatever right-wing grift was going on at the time. That's another piece of evidence also for people out there. And the judge. If I was a conspiracy theorist, the way people try and describe me, that want to harm my reputation, why didn't I jump on Pizzagate? Why didn't I jump on head wounds, etc.? I never did that, because that's not what I am. I need some evidence to back up my theory, something to go on. Not fake Russian op bullshit that could just make some quick, easy money. And hey, these guys don't care. They would have left it up as long as I bought ads and wasn't talking about a certain mobster. I want to read this again. They're not 2,800 American influencers. He got that wrong, but he's from Ukraine. That's why he messed up that piece of information. It's 600 American, 2,800 total across the world, many in Canada as well. Seeing all kind of posts about Canada and these tenant influencers and what they've done there. So again, 600 American paid influencers to the Russian troll farms and bot networks. In other words, they have access. In other words, the troll farms and bot networks would help these Russian paid influencers. They'd get that as part of the deal, as part of the 100 G's a week. And these websites would allow it. They know what a bot looks like in 2 seconds. This is their website. They own it. They are the architect, if you will, in the Matrix. The movies. They know every bot on this, the porn bots, the crypto bots, the investment bots, the scam bots. They know they're all here. Do they get rid of them? No. Because they help Benny. Or excuse me, they help Tim. In his, paid effort via Russia to destabilize our country so he can have a nice, easy, comfortable life and get chicks he never would have had access to. So this is a great point again. The Russian troll farms, bot networks, etc. People tried to deny those exist. Those exist, trust me. I've proven it. Others have proven it. Let's continue. Let's move on. I'm spending too much time on this one. Here's another post by someone. Tenet Media was founded by a Canadian right-wing social media influencer named Lauren Chen and her husband Liam Donovan. Remember those names? Far-right media outlet linked to secret Russian influence campaign produced 50-plus videos. That's a story in pressprogress.ca. So now we know kind of the origin, and we know Chen, even though she wasn't as famous a broadcaster as, say, Mr. Poole or Mr. Johnson or whatever, she was the link behind the scenes to the money, it sounds like, and she was the one making offers, etc. And I don't know anything about her husband, Liam. I need to find out about him as well. Now, Miss Chen has been taken down, and a few others have been taken down, but Mr. Poole is still up. Tenet Media itself is taken down. Mr. Poole still got his ads, still has his channels. He's doing just fine. And Miss Southern as well, so I guess they're all good to broadcast those Russian shills. Since Russia spends the most on ads for Mr. Poole, it appears, they're going to leave him up. They'll take that Russian money. They'll betray America. And Mr. Poole is American. Many of the other broadcasters are Canadian, but that doesn't matter to me. A traitor can be Canadian, American, whatever. There's more. This is important. This is why I'm telling all three of you this. That's why I'm spending my very tired time on it. Very important. Proves everything I've been yelling about. It's amazing, like a gift from God almost, that all this breaks as I'm doing this court series, as I'm about to take people to court. Man, it really proves all of my cases, all of my points, etc. It's fascinating. And I actually have a record to stand on of no criminal activity, unlike the adjudicated criminal Google. I don't have any court documents replete with lies with my name on it, like the mobsters. And I won't even talk about the crazy people right now. So here's another story, and I wanted to make a point with this. It begins with this sentence. And again, I'm not digging deep for this stuff. This stuff's just coming to me, people. Just like the Cornell stuff I told you back in the day, it would just come to us. It's just coming to me, man. It's like magic. A YouTube network that features a former Langley political candidate as one of its primary contributors has been accused of being funded by Russian operatives in a U.S. Justice Department indictment. And I thought to myself when I read that opening, wow, a former Langley political candidate? Wow, that's interesting. And this is Lauren Southern they're talking about. But notice how it begins. A YouTube network. It's described that way in the opening sentence. So YouTube can't be like, oh, we had nothing to do with it. No, they're the main reason these people, Russia's views are out there. And they still left a bunch of them up. That's how serious they take it. Boy, if only they paid the same attention they pay to me, to straight up shills grifting for Russian money. But I know that Russia buys a lot of ads on your website. I get it. Let's continue. Surrey raised Lauren Southern, who ran as a Libertarian candidate in Langley Aldergrove, riding in 2015, was one of the content creators for a right-wing YouTube channel called Tenet Media. Between November 6th last year and July 31st. Hold on. I got these in a kind of thread. July 31st this year, Southern created 94 videos for the site. The indictment filed in Southern District of New York targets two Russians, Konstantin Kalishnikov and Elena Afansieva, with violations of the U.S. Foreign Agents Registration Act, conspiracy to launder almost $10 million that funded the YouTube network. It's described again, adjudicated criminal Google, I'm talking to you, as the YouTube network in this article. And in other things I've found. But I'm the dangerous one, right? I'll get into that in another video. People charged with a crime are considered innocent until proven guilty in court. The indictment does not directly identify the network, but notes it is described in its own documents as a network of heterodox commentators that focus on Western political and cultural issues, which matches Tenet Media's masthead. Well, I could condense that title: paid Russian shills, paid grifters, paid by Russia, and the website taking Russian money for ads for Mr. Poole. That's what I would call it. But hey, who am I? Where was I? At least one commentator of Tenet Media, Tim Poole, has put out a statement acknowledging the allegations as of Wednesday, September 4. Southern was one of the half-dozen prominent right-wing influencers for the network. Hold on. My bad. I guess that's the end of the story here. Anyway, I'll continue where this is going in another video, but I just wanted to give you some background and who's been getting taken down and who's not taken down and why. And the reason why I brought this all up, again, all parties, Your Honor, as well, is because I've been saying it for 5 and 6 months, and it proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that these websites know these operations are going on. They allow them to be deployed. They allow bots, etc., to be deployed against people, just like they allowed it against me. Solid, concrete, indisputable, irrefutable evidence of what I've been saying for the past 5 or 6 months, Your Honor, and everyone else. Have a good evening.